have absolutely no clue what the Miami Heat are doing with this offseason, but we got news because Miami is re-signing Thomas Bryant on a one-year deal. It is the vet min. Other reports are coming in. Mark Stein had the original one, that Thomas Bryant, who signed last year on a 1+1. TB opted out of his $2.8 million contract for this year and then is re-signing with Miami on the vet min. What are we doing? Like, seriously, what are we doing? Why are we signing Thomas Bryant back to the roster? He was terrible last year. He got phased out of the rotation. What? Like, I don't get it. They have 5 centers on the roster now, too. We're going to talk more in depth about Thomas Bryant and what could be next for Miami, but this is why you subscribe, because when Heat news drops, I told you we're going to come out and make a video for you, so make sure you are subscribed, because we're also talking some DeMar DeRozan on the back half of today's show, because we get a little update there. We'll break down the news if he does or does not come to Miami as well. Thomas Bryant sucks. Like, I don't want to be mean to Thomas Bryant, because he is from my hometown of Rochester, New York. Shout out to 585. But he just isn't a good player, man, and he is not what Miami needs on this roster. Like, I just don't see the need for a fourth-string center like Thomas Bryant. I don't. He got, like I said, he got phased out of the rotation. He was the backup center to start the season last year, and he was not good. He is an offensive-minded center. He doesn't play any defense. He got beat out constantly on the glass, and he has a weird obsession with jacking three-pointers. And as you can see on screen, he cannot shoot. I do not understand what in his right mind gave him the belief that he could shoot threes, because he can't. And Eric Spoelstra was fine letting him do it, which I could not understand either. I do not get why he is coming back to this roster. I do not. This now brings Miami up to 12 standard contracts. 5 of them are centers. Kel'el Ware, Bam Adebayo, Kevin Love, Thomas Bryant, Orlando Robinson. I'll say this. This probably means Orlando Robinson is gone because his contract is non-guaranteed for $2 million plus, whatever it is. It's 2 and change on July 15th. So that will probably be cut. Orlando Robinson, I would expect him to be cut from this team because to me, there is absolutely no way you keep 5 centers on this roster. No chance. So to me, I think Orlando Robinson is gone. He will be released. So I guess Orlando Robinson's contract that would have been guaranteed after July 15th just ends up becoming Thomas Bryant. So Pat Riley chooses Orlando or chooses Thomas over Orlando. Both of them stink anyway. It's the non-mover for me. But grade the re-signing of Thomas Bryant for me. A, B, C, D, or F. Let me know who you think or what grade you think this re-signing is. Fail, fail, fail. Just simple. Like, I don't get it. I would have rather given a contract to Luol Deng again rather than resign. Sorry, I couldn't kill myself. My guy Coop is laughing at that. I couldn't bring it back home. But in all seriousness, like, I don't understand why Miami would bring him back. If he could not play last year when you had no true backup center, what makes you think he's going to play this year after you drafted a center with the 15th overall pick? Like, I'm not going to try to speculate they're trading Kel'el Ware because that's not going to happen unless they make a blockbuster move, which also won't happen via trade. So to me, like, I just don't get why they'd bring him back. I would rather use the Vetman deal or like that roster spot on a wing or a guard that wasn't on the roster last year that maybe could provide you with some different spark because he can't do anything on the court, referring to Thomas Bryant, unless he's that good of a locker room guy, which I don't really think that really matters that much either because that's what Kevin Love is here for. I don't get it. All right, let's talk about something that could be a little bit more good for Miami. That's DeMar DeRozan. We do have an update for DeMar because Jovan Buha, who is a pretty notable name for The Athletic, reported this about DeRozan because he is also covering the Lakers. He said the Lakers have now turned their attention to DeMar DeRozan, although the Miami Heat are currently viewed as the slight favorites to land the 15-year veteran and 6-time All-Star, according to league sources. So we talked about on the earlier show today that I don't think the Lakers are going to be able to get DeMar DeRozan after the LeBron James 2-year max extension. But the part out in there is obviously he named the Heat as the slight favorites. We know what that means. There's absolutely no chance he's going to be a Miami Heat basketball player because anytime the Heat are favorites to get anybody, no, doesn't happen. So I'm kind of moving on. Maybe it's because my spirit is broken. Very possible. I have no optimism. I have been crushed. My soul has been ripped from my body around this team. Why is there any joy in life to me? What is there for me to be happy about? I have to watch bum Drew Smith and Thomas Bryant play basketball for this team, and they're just going to run it back for the millionth time and be the 8th seed play-in? What are we doing? I don't know. But on the off chance he does come to Miami, well, that would be very good. And I have fully kind of flipped into Team DeMar DeRozan, if I'm going to be honest. I have been outspoken on live shows as well as some videos in the past. When asked about DeRozan's fit in Miami, I didn't think it was a good one because where does he like to do most of his work? From 18 feet in and at the elbow. Well, that's where Jimmy and Bam like to work for the most part as well. But I am more open to potentially taking the risk on DeMar DeRozan and moving Tyler Hero in a separate deal and somehow maybe going backwards than just rather running it back once again. That, to me, is malpractice. You can't do it, so I would be willing to take the chance on DeMar. He would be the best scorer you have. It's true. At least to this point in their careers, DeMar would be the best scorer you have, and he would likely lead the team in scoring as well this season. And maybe that improved three-point shot that you saw earlier where he shot 34 or 35% this past season continues to be there, and he can maybe shoot 37, 38% from three. Well, maybe that can change the story about how DeRozan fits with Jimmy and Bam. But either way, it's still unlikely to me that DeRozan will come to Miami because even though the two sides have interest in joining and DeRozan would be intrigued to play in Miami, they don't have the money to offer him unless they trade away Tyler Hero. So unless I see a breaking news, Shams, Woj, Barry Jackson, I don't care, that Tyler Hero has been traded away from the Miami Heat, I will not believe that DeMar DeRozan will be a Heatle. But if Tyler Hero does get traded in a separate deal, then probably will be a Miami Heat basketball player. So let me know. You predict it for me down in the comment section. Will the Heat get DeMar DeRozan? Type Y for yes or type N for no. As I mentioned, I'm desperate. I need something to make me smile because what Pat Riley has done to my joy and hope around the game of basketball it should put him in prison, if we're going to be honest. The only thing that I have motivation towards and excitement for is to watch Kalel Ware and Paul Larson play basketball this upcoming weekend. But I'm desperate for a good move. We still haven't gotten one. Y'all let me know if you guys are feeling the same way. You can do it on Twitter. You can do it in the comments section. Make sure you do follow me on Twitter at Nic_Rohloff. As I constantly mention, you would have known about Thomas Bryant re-signing with the Miami Heat on my Twitter first prior to this video. So make sure you go give me a follow, and I'll see you with another video coming up in the next 12 or 24 hours. Go Heat.